This is the video mini lecture for Learning Unit 5 of Teaching and Learning Remotely in K-12 Education. And in this lesson, I'm going to walk you through the steps necessary for you to create your Schoology account, which you will use to do your final project for the course, which is to create a very brief lesson in the Schoology. So Schoology lives at Schoology.com, not hard to find. So you'll go there, and what you will do is you will actually click on Tour unless you have a login. And if you do, you may still want to create a new one. If you have one for your school already, you may not want to do this exercise on the school's Schoology account. So to create a new one, you just go to Tour. And there's all sorts of stuff in here about the Schoology app, which is great, and you might want to take some time to look at it. But when you get all the way down to the bottom, it's going to say Packages. You can also just click on Packages and get there that way. So Basic is a free account, and that's what you're going to want to do this exercise. Enterprise is if you're a school, and obviously you're not going to do that. You're not going to want to pay for it. So you'll click on Learn More here, and you can see what you get for the basic package, and then you'll click on Sign Up for Free, and you'll click on Instructor, and you'll enter your name, email address, create a password. I'm not a robot. I'm not going to do that because I've already set up the account that I'm going to show you here. I did set up a new account for this. When you do this and click through to register, it will ask you what school you're at, or it asks for a zip code with the school, and then it gives you a list. So I put in 12222, which is SUNY, Albany, University of Albany, and then I selected that. They're not going to verify that. They're also going to want your cell phone, or so they can send you a confirmation. And once you do that, you're all set to register for course. So that's how you create your account. And I think I'm going to get out of there. Now, after you create the account, you will see an opportunity to go to support. And so you're going to want to go to that page. Now, if you don't get there directly, you can go to support.schoology.com. It is a little hard to find the link to that from some places. And then you can click on Instructor. And in here, you've got all sorts of information on how to use Schoology. So this is going to be very important for you going forward. And you don't need to read all of it, but you might want to take a look at a few of these things to help you do the assignment. So, as I said, I've already created an account, so I'm going to log in here. Right? And so this is the page you get to when you log in. And to create your course, you're going to want to go into Courses. And this is a course I created just to show you how that works. But after you click on Courses, to get a new course, you go to My Courses, and then you click on Create a Course, give it a name, pick a subject area. If it's not one of these, just pick Other. You don't need to put a level in. You can leave it at none. And so you will create a course. And when you create the course, so let me go to How to Make Gazpacho. You look at this little area over here, Access Code. When you create your course, it will automatically create an access code. That is the only way when you're using a free account for other people to be able to access your course. In other words, you have people come, you would invite someone into Schoology to your course and give them the access code, and then they would register as a student and enter the access code, and it would take them to your course. Now, because this is an assignment that is due at the end of the class, I won't be asking you to share this code with other members of the class. If we had a longer class, it would be very common in an online course for students to share their work with each other and evaluate each other's work. That's not possible in this course. So you only have to share the access code with me, and I will then use it to enroll in your course as a member. They don't call them students, call them members. I'll become a member of your course, and that's how I'll see it, and that's how I'll grade your final assignment. So when you create a course, there's a whole lot of things you can do. But the main thing I want you to focus on, because this is, again, you're going to spend a couple hours on this. And so I don't want to make it too onerous. I want to make sure you can get done. All I would like you to do is just try adding a few things. Now, before I go into adding things, let me go to resources here. You can see under resources, you can add resources which then go into a library, and you could use them in multiple courses. So for example, if you were to create a discussion rubric, which I'm not asking you to do here, but if you were to create a discussion rubric and you wanted to use it in all your courses, it makes a lot more sense to put it here than it does to keep constantly recreating it, because you can take stuff from your resources and put them in your courses. But what I want to focus on here is the learning objectives. This is where you put in your learning objectives. So as you can see, I've got a bit of a fun topic here, how to make gazpacho, not a very complicated course. And so what I did was I added custom learning objectives. Now, if I had gone to State Standards Common Core, I could have gone down here and pulled out all the Common Core standards, or I could have gone to Next Generation Science Standards, or etc. Any number of these state standards here, about states, and I could go down to New York. Well, New York does have standards, but apparently Schoology does not have them. Oh, sorry, right at the top, because it knows I'm in New York. So there you go. And so you can see you can pull the standards directly out of here if you're doing a real course, but you don't need to do that. You can if you want. It's totally fine. I'd appreciate it if you did it, but it's not required for the assignment. So I created 3 learning objectives: understanding gazpacho, and I wrote this in. And so each time you created, if I create a custom learning objectives, just put a title in and then a little description. So I created understanding gazpacho, preparing ingredients for gazpacho, and serving gazpacho as learning objectives for the course. So now I'm going to go back to the course itself. And this is where you add activities. So these are the different kinds of activities you can add. Your assignment is to add 3 of them. You'll have to use the help pages to figure out how to do that. But the easiest ones would be a page, or where you write something, or add a PDF, an assignment, or an assessment, or a link, or a discussion. So it's quite a few that are not too onerous and won't take you too much time. I created a page here, ingredients for making gazpacho. And if I want to, I left it blank. So now I can edit here. And when you edit in a URL or in a learning management system, the default is just going to be to type. And these are the different features that you have available to you. And there's where you'd get your resources. So, and then I added this learning objectives, a line always comes up. So I connected the understanding gazpacho learning objective to this page title, ingredients for making gazpacho. So if I want to add here, let's say I want them to be numbered, I might say, let's start with crushed tomatoes, tomatoes. How about tomatoes? Yeah, that would be better. Tomato juice, also not spelled right. I always put cucumbers, green peppers, carrots, olive oil, red wine vinegar, and obviously you can add whatever else you want, salt, garlic, and whatever you want to add. So that's how you would add stuff there. And again, I added a link, and the way I did that was I added the link for the gazpacho recipes I found in the New York Times. You click on File Link External Tool and just click on Link, and you put the URL or the embedded code if it's something you can embed, and then give it a title. And if you want to add a learning objective, do it there. All done. So what I've done here is I've created this link to the New York Times, so when someone opens it, theoretically they should see there it is. Okay, so what happened there was it opened up this link and then I had to click on it again. That's not wonderful, so that's how this one works. So here's a whole bunch of gazpacho recipes. And then to go back to the course, we just go here. So again, I could add, if I were going to complete this course, I would add however many steps in the process I wanted. And that is the essence of your assignment. This is really just an opportunity for you to get some experience using a free version of a learning management system. Needless to say, if you pay for it, you have all sorts of additional features available. Some of you may know Schoology if you're already using it in your schools. If not, it's a really good LMS. It's not anywhere near as complicated as Blackboard or Canvas or Moodle. And it is, again, something that you can use as an individual if you would like to do it, and perhaps your school doesn't support it, but they don't object to you using it. If you felt comfortable with this, you could use it. So that's how you're going to do your final assignment. And don't hesitate to contact me with any questions. I'm happy to try to figure out the answers to them and share them with you.